Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, What If Naruto Fell in Love with Temari and Even the Nine Tails Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The wind was restless that evening in Konoha, carrying with it the smell of rain. Naruto stood at the training grounds, staring up at the clouds that gathered like dark omens. His chest was heavy, not just from the battles fought, but from the emotions he could no longer keep buried. Temari's presence in his life was no longer just a spark, it was fire. And within him, Kurama's heartbeat echoed, the fox spirit whose bond with him had gone far beyond simple power. Temari approached quietly, her fan strapped to her back. "You're thinking too much again," she teased, her tone lighter than her eyes. Those eyes, they always seemed to look past his goofy smiles, straight into the weight he carried. Naruto laughed nervously. "Hey, guess I can't hide anything from you." Kurama's deep voice rumbled inside him. "She sees more than you give her credit for, kid. Don't waste time. Bonds like this, they're rare." Quote. Naruto swallowed. The fox was right, but how could he admit it? To Temari, who had her duties to Suna, her loyalty to her siblings, her life that wasn't bound by a demon fox sealed inside her. And to Kurama, was it even normal to feel this strange warmth toward the creature who once swore to destroy him? Before he could speak, a gust of wind rushed past them, unnatural in its force. Temari's fan vibrated against her back, and her instincts sharpened immediately. "This isn't normal wind," she muttered, narrowing her eyes. Naruto's own senses flared, Kurama's chakra spiked inside him. Something's coming. Something old. From the treeline, figures emerged. Cloaked, masked, their presence heavy with killing intent. Not rogue ninja, not Akatsuki, something else. Temari's grip tightened on her fan. "Looks like you're thinking time is over." Naruto grinned, but his eyes were sharp. "Guess so. Let's dance." The battle that erupted was nothing like the skirmishes Naruto had fought before. These weren't enemies seeking revenge or power, they were testing something. Their strikes were coordinated, almost ritualistic. Temari's fan swept them back in gales of cutting wind, Naruto's Rasengan exploded like meteors in the darkening dusk, and within him, Kurama's chakra roared to life. "Use more of me," Kurama urged. "These pests, they're just distractions." Naruto panted, sweat dripping down his temple. Distractions from what? That's when the ground split beneath them. A seal burned into the soil, pulsing with red light. Temari jumped back, fan snapping open to shield him from the blast. Naruto barely managed to form a chakra cloak around him as the seal exploded, revealing a monstrous form rising from the earth. Not a tailed beast, not a summon, something older, something primal. Kurama growled. "Impossible, I thought they were long gone." Naruto's chest tightened. "Kurama, what is that?" Temari looked from the beast to Naruto, alarm in her voice. "You know something about this." Naruto clenched his fists, Kurama's energy burning through his veins. "No, but he does." The creature let out a howl that shook the forest. And in that moment, Naruto realized something terrifying. This wasn't just a battle for survival. This was a test of his bond with both Kurama and Temari. 9:25, 6:21 a.m., Vivavat, the ground shook beneath their feet as the monstrous being dragged itself free from the seal. Its body was massive, shifting like smoke and shadows, yet its claws gouged deep scars into the soil. Its eyes glowed a violent crimson, filled with an ancient hatred. Temari's breath caught. "What is that thing?" Naruto's hands clenched into fists, the orange-red chakra of Kurama leaking through his skin. Inside, the fox's voice thundered. "That is no ordinary summon. That's an ancient spirit, one that existed before even I was separated from the 10 Tails." Naruto froze. "Before the 10 Tails, you mean?" "Yes, it's a remnant, a fragment of the chaos that gave birth to me and my kin. If it's awake, then someone deliberately broke its seal. This isn't random, kid. This is war waiting to happen." The beast roared, a shockwave knocking Naruto and Temari back. Trees snapped like twigs, rocks split apart. Naruto quickly grabbed Temari's wrist, pulling her toward him as they skidded across the ground. She blinked, startled by his sudden protectiveness, before steadying herself. Temari shook free, whipping out her fan. "Don't think I'm a damsel you need to save, idiot. I can handle myself." Naruto grinned despite the danger. "Yeah, I know, but I'll never let you fight alone either." Quote, Kurama huffed from within. HMPH. Cheesy words in the middle of a death match. "You really are hopeless, Kit." But there was warmth in Kurama's tone that hadn't been there years ago. The first clash. The creature lunged, its shadowy limbs slamming into the earth. Temari swung her fan wide, summoning a slicing gale that split the ground and blasted the beast back. But its body merely rippled, reforming as if made of living darkness. Naruto growled, "That won't work. This thing's different." He formed a Rasengan and charged, chakra blazing, but when he slammed it into the creature's torso, the sphere dissolved like smoke, absorbed into its body. The backlash nearly threw Naruto off his feet. "Damn it," he hissed. Kurama snarled, "It feeds on chakra. The more you throw at it blindly, the stronger it becomes." Temari's eyes narrowed. "Then how do we kill it?" Quote, Kurama's reply was sharp. "With balance, with my power, and his will. A bond tested." Naruto exhaled, calming his racing heart. For a moment, he closed his eyes. Inside the mindscape, Kurama appeared before him, massive, towering, eyes glowing like lanterns in the dark. "You're saying I need to let you take the lead?" Naruto asked, hesitant. Kurama lowered his head, staring at him. "I'm saying you need to trust me fully. Not as a weapon, not as a monster, as a partner." Quote, Naruto swallowed. For so long, Kurama had been his cage, his burden. But now, when he looked into those fiery eyes, he saw something else: loneliness, pride, and a strange, raw connection that felt more than friendship. Naruto's lips trembled. "Kurama, I do trust you. Maybe more than anyone." Kurama blinked, startled. Then, for the first time in centuries, the fox smiled, not a cruel grin, but a soft one. "Then let's show them what that means." Quote, The fusion. Naruto opened his eyes, a golden blaze erupting around him as Kurama's chakra flowed freely, unhindered. Temari shielded her eyes, awed by the radiance. The air itself hummed with power. Naruto's voice boomed, layered with Kurama's. "Let's go." They charged together, claws of chakra ripping through the beast's shadows. Temari followed, her fan amplifying the winds to cut away the creature's reforming body, giving Naruto openings to strike. The three of them, Shinobi, Kunoichi, and Tailed Beast, moved as one. The monster screeched, its form destabilizing under their combined might. But even as it crumbled, Naruto's heart beat with confusion. Fighting side by side with Temari made his chest burn in a way he couldn't explain. But so did fighting with Kurama, this harmony, this intimacy of souls. How could he feel something so deep for both? And worse, what would happen if he had to choose? The shadows of the beast dissipated into the night, leaving only silence and the smell of ozone in the air. Temari lowered her fan, panting heavily. Naruto dropped to one knee, Kurama's chakra flickering out as exhaustion hit him. Temari rushed to his side. "Naruto, hey, don't push yourself so hard." Naruto looked up at her, and for a brief second, he saw not just a teammate or an ally, but someone whose presence steadied the storm in his heart. His cheeks heated. Inside, Kurama chuckled softly. "Kit, looks like you've gotten yourself into trouble. Falling for the desert girl, are you?" "Hey, figures." Naruto stammered aloud, I, it's not like that." Quote, Temari blinked in confusion. "What are you talking about?" Naruto froze. Damn it. He'd answered Kurama out loud. Temari tilted her head, suspicious, but before she could press, another flare of chakra erupted from the destroyed seal. A distant voice echoed through the forest. This was only the beginning. 9/25, 6:23 a.m., Vivavat, the aftermath of the battle left the forest scarred. Smoke curled from the gouged earth, and the strange seal still glowed faintly like a malignant wound. Naruto sat on the ground, his chest heaving as he tried to catch his breath. Temari knelt beside him, her hand hovering over his shoulder as if unsure whether to touch him. You pushed too far again, she muttered, her voice betraying both frustration and worry. One day, you're going to break yourself. Naruto managed a weak grin. But I didn't break today, did I? You were here. Temari's lips parted, but no words came. Her cheeks flushed, and she turned away, staring at the dying glow of the seal. She hated how his words affected her, this boy who was still so reckless, so infuriatingly naive, and yet, somehow always managed to pull her closer. Inside Naruto, Kurama stirred. You're a fool, Kit. You bare your heart without even knowing it. Quote, Naruto's smile faltered. You think so? I know so. You look at her like she's the only thing holding your world together. And you look at me the same way, though you don't realize it. You're caught between two flames, and both will burn you if you can't accept what they mean. Quote, Naruto's chest tightened. He didn't know how to respond, not to Kurama's quiet, almost tender observation, nor to Temari's worried gaze. The council summons. 2 days later, Naruto and Temari were summoned to a joint council meeting between Konoha and Suna. The incident in the forest had not gone unnoticed. Seals awakening, remnants of ancient power stirring, it was a threat neither village could ignore. Gaara sat at the head of the council, his calm eyes betraying nothing. But when Temari entered alongside Naruto, his gaze sharpened just slightly. He could see the closeness between them, the unspoken bond that had grown during their missions together. Reports suggest that the seal belonged to an ancient cult, Gaara explained. One that sought to reawaken the fragments of the Ten Tails chaos. They failed this time, but they will try again. And they will not stop until they succeed. Tsunade slammed her fist on the table, cracking the wood. We can't afford another enemy. Not with the villages still recovering from the Akatsuki's destruction. The room buzzed with tension. But Naruto's mind drifted, not to politics, not to strategy, but to the warmth of Temari's hand brushing against his when they'd walked here together. And to Kurama's quiet presence, always there in the background, steady and unyielding. When the council dismissed, Gaara lingered. His gaze fixed on Naruto. Protect her, he said softly, so only Naruto could hear. Naruto blinked. Huh. Gaara's eyes softened for just a second. She trusts you. Don't betray it. Then he walked away. Quiet confessions. That evening, Naruto and Temari sat by the village walls, the sunset painting the sky in gold and crimson. Temari leaned against her fan, her eyes half closed. You're too quiet, she teased. That's not like you. Naruto scratched his cheek, embarrassed. Guess I've had a lot on my mind. Like what? Naruto hesitated. His heart hammered. He wanted to tell her, about how every time she smiled, it felt like the world was brighter. About how her presence steadied him in ways he couldn't explain. But then Kurama's voice echoed within. Careful, Kit. Once you speak, you can't take it back. Naruto clenched his fists. I'm glad you're here, Temari. I don't know what I'd do without you. Temari's eyes widened. For a moment, she looked as though she might laugh it off, but instead, she smiled softly. Idiot. Don't say things like that unless you mean them. I mean it, Naruto said firmly, his blue eyes locked with hers. Temari's cheeks flushed. She looked away quickly, hiding the warmth spreading across her face. For the first time in years, she felt her carefully built walls beginning to crack. Inside, Kurama growled softly, though his tone carried no anger. You're falling, Kit. And she is too. But where does that leave me? Quote, Naruto froze, his breath catching. He didn't have an answer. Dreams of the fox. That night, Naruto dreamed. But it wasn't his usual nightmares of loneliness and fear. It was Kurama's world, the endless cage of his mindscape, bathed in dark water and dim light. Kurama stood before him, massive and radiant, but his eyes were softer than ever before. You've changed, Naruto whispered. Kurama huffed. Or maybe you're finally seeing me as I am. Not a beast, not a burden, just me. Naruto stepped closer, his reflection rippling in the water beneath them. I've always wanted to understand you. And now, I don't just understand. His words faltered. Kurama tilted his head. Say it. Naruto's throat tightened. I care about you. More than I ever thought I could. For a moment, silence stretched between them. Then Kurama lowered his massive head, pressing his muzzle lightly against Naruto's chest. Then don't be afraid of it. Bonds aren't meant to be logical. They just are. Naruto's heart ached. He woke with tears in his eyes. The next threat. Days later, another mission pulled them to the borderlands between fire and wind. There, they found evidence of another cult ritual, this one incomplete, abandoned in haste. But the message was clear, their enemy was planning something larger. Temari fought at Naruto's side again, their movements perfectly synchronized. But between battles, their stolen moments together grew heavier with unspoken words. And every night, Naruto felt Kurama closer. Not just as chakra flowing through his body, but as warmth in his soul, like a constant presence he couldn't imagine living without. The triangle of feelings grew unbearable. He loved Temari's fire, her strength, the way she looked at him like he wasn't just a fool but someone worth believing in. And he loved Kurama's loyalty, his pride, his fierce, unyielding devotion. How could one heart carry both? The cliffside. One evening, after a particularly brutal battle, Naruto and Temari stood on a cliff overlooking the desert. The stars stretched endlessly above them. Temari leaned close, her breath soft against his ear. You're different, she whispered. Since that fight in the forest. Stronger, but also, heavier. Like you're carrying something you can't say. Naruto's heart raced. He turned to her, his lips parting, only for Kurama's voice to cut through the silence. If you tell her, you're choosing her. And if you don't, you're choosing me. What will it be, Kit? Naruto's throat tightened. Temari's eyes searched his face, waiting. For the first time, Naruto realized the truth. This wasn't just about love. It was about identity, about who he was, and who he wanted to be, with Temari, with Kurama, or with both. But before he could answer, a flare of chakra lit the desert below. The cult had arrived, and with them, a new monstrosity rising from the sands. The stars trembled as war began anew. And Naruto's heart, torn between Fox and Kunoichi, burned brighter than ever. 9/25, 6:24 a.m., Vivavat, the desert winds howled as the flare of chakra lit up the horizon. Naruto and Temari's quiet moment shattered instantly, both of them snapping to attention. Below the cliffside, masked figures formed a circle, their hands weaving complex seals. The ground trembled, sand pouring into the center of their ritual like a whirlpool. Temari's fan snapped open with a metallic hiss. They're here, and they're not wasting time. Naruto's eyes narrowed, his fists clenched. Then neither will we. Kurama growled within him, energy pulsing in his veins. Careful, Kit. These aren't weaklings. They're feeding something bigger. The sand pit glowed red, and from its center rose another creature, larger than the last, its form shifting between flesh and shadow. A grotesque amalgamation of beast and spirit, its roar split the night sky. Temari gritted her teeth. How many of these things do they have? Naruto's chakra flared, the golden glow of Kurama's power wrapping around him. Doesn't matter. We'll crush them all. He leapt from the cliff, Temari soaring beside him on her fan. The battle in the sands. The cultists attacked first, unleashing streams of corrupted chakra. Temari's fan whipped up gales that shredded through their lines, scattering them like leaves. Naruto landed in the center of the chaos, Rasengan already forming in his hand. Rasengan. He slammed it into the nearest cultist, sending the man flying into the dunes. The monster roared again, swiping at him with a massive claw of shadow. Naruto blocked with a cloak of chakra, the impact sending shockwaves across the desert. Temari hurled slicing winds at the beast, cutting chunks of its body away, only for the shadows to reform. It's not staying down, she shouted. Kurama's voice thundered in Naruto's mind. Stop fighting it like a human. These things are fragments of the Ten Tails chaos. You can't destroy them with brute force. You have to purify them, force your will onto them. Naruto gritted his teeth. Then let's do it together. Golden chakra erupted, his body enveloped in Kurama's full cloak. The fox's eyes glowed through his own, their voices blending into one. Let's go. They charged the beast head-on, claws of chakra tearing through its shadowy form. The creature howled as its body began to destabilize under Kurama's overwhelming energy. Temari took the opening, swinging her fan with all her strength. A cyclone of wind engulfed the monster, scattering its fragments into the sky. When the storm cleared, the beast was gone. The cultists fled, their ritual collapsing into silence. Aftermath. Naruto dropped to his knees, panting, the cloak flickering out. Temari rushed to his side, grabbing his arm to steady him. Idiot, she scolded, though her grip was firm and protective. You keep throwing yourself into danger without thinking. Naruto gave her a tired grin. But I had you watching my back, didn't I? Her cheeks flushed, but she didn't let go. Inside, Kurama rumbled quietly. You're reckless, Kit, but when you fight with her, you're stronger. And I don't hate it. Quote. Naruto blinked, surprised. Kurama, did you just? Don't make me repeat it. Naruto laughed softly, his heart aching with a strange mix of warmth and confusion. Temari's conflict. Later that night, as they camped in the desert, Temari sat apart from the others, staring at the stars. Her thoughts were restless. She had always prided herself on her independence, her strength. She had never needed anyone to protect her. And yet, when Naruto fought beside her, she felt something she couldn't explain. His presence steadied her, his words lingered in her mind long after battles ended. She touched her chest, frowning. What am I doing? This isn't supposed to happen. Naruto approached quietly, carrying 2 bowls of instant ramen. Hey, you didn't eat. Temari blinked, caught off guard. You really think I'd eat that junk? Naruto laughed, sitting beside her anyway. You say that, but you'll finish it. She rolled her eyes, but when he handed her the bowl, she accepted it. They ate in silence, the night air heavy with unspoken words. Finally, Temari whispered, You're different, Naruto. Not just your strength. The way you look at people. The way you look at me. Naruto's chopsticks froze. His heart raced. Temari, But before he could finish, Kurama's voice cut in. Careful, Kit. If you speak now, there's no turning back. Naruto's throat tightened. He wanted to confess, to tell her everything, but he also couldn't ignore the bond with Kurama that had deepened beyond anything he had ever known. So he swallowed his words, and Temari turned away, her eyes shadowed with disappointment. The shadow within. That night, Naruto dreamed again. The mindscape was darker this time, the waters churning violently. Kurama loomed before him, eyes burning. You hesitate, the fox growled. Naruto clenched his fists. Because I don't know what's right. Temari, she's amazing. She makes me feel alive. But you, Kurama, you're a part of me I can't imagine losing. His voice cracked. I don't know how to choose. Kurama lowered his head, his gaze softer than his tone. Who said you had to? Bonds aren't chains, Naruto. They don't bind you to one path. They make you who you are. You're mine, and you're hers. Maybe that's your truth. Naruto's chest tightened. He had never seen Kurama so vulnerable, so open. It terrified him, and it thrilled him. When he woke, the memory lingered, leaving him restless. A new dawn. As the sun rose, the desert stretched endlessly before them. The cult was still out there, plotting, summoning more fragments of chaos. The war was far from over. But Naruto's greatest battle wasn't with them. It was inside his own heart, between the girl who had stolen his breath, and the fox who had stolen his soul. And as he looked at Temari's determined face, and felt Kurama's steady presence within, he realized something frightening. He didn't want to choose. He wanted both. 9:25, 6:25 a.m., Vivavat, the quiet before the storm. The desert stretched endlessly, golden dunes rippling under the heat of the rising sun. The battle from the previous night had left scars across the land, craters from Rasengan, slices of sand where Temari's winds had cut, and lingering traces of corrupted chakra that pulsed faintly, like dying embers. Naruto trudged forward, sweat dripping down his brow. Temari walked a step behind him, her massive fan resting against her back. They hadn't spoken much since the night before. Every time Naruto glanced her way, he remembered her words, "The way you look at me." Quote, and every time, his chest tightened. Kurama stirred within him, the fox's deep voice cutting through his thoughts. "You're spiraling, Kit. Focus on the mission. The cult isn't finished, not by a long shot." Quote, Naruto muttered under his breath, "Easy for you to say. You're not the one who almost," he stopped himself, flushing. "Almost confessed. HMPH. You're overthinking it. Temari's strong. She won't shatter because of a few words. But you'll keep suffering if you keep holding back." Naruto scowled but didn't argue. Temari finally broke the silence. The cult retreated west, toward the ruins of Rasha. "If the gathering power there, we'll need backup." Quote, Naruto perked up. "Backup? You mean Gaara?" Temari hesitated. "Yes, he won't ignore this threat. But if we involve him, you'll need to explain why you're here." "Why we are here?" Naruto blinked, confused. "What do you mean? We're stopping the bad guys, right?" She gave him a sharp look. "Don't play dumb. Gaara will see it instantly, how close you and I have gotten." Her cheeks flushed, but her tone was firm. "If he thinks you're distracting me, or worse, endangering me, he won't stay quiet." Naruto scratched the back of his head awkwardly. "Guess I'll just have to prove him wrong, huh?" Temari sighed. "You're impossible." Quote, Arrival at the ruins. By midday, the ruins of Rasha loomed ahead. Crumbling towers jutted from the sands like broken teeth, their shadows long and ominous. The air was thick with chakra, corrupted, unstable, and growing stronger by the minute. Naruto's skin prickled. Kurama snarled. "This energy, it's not just fragments anymore. They're pulling something bigger, something ancient." Before Naruto could respond, the ground rumbled. From the ruins rose a wave of sand, and at its crest stood Gaara. His eyes narrowed as he took in the sight of Naruto and Temari together. His voice was calm, but edged with steel. "Naruto, sister." Temari stepped forward quickly. "Gaara, wait, we were tracking the cult." But Gaara cut her off. "I can feel it, their corruption festers here, but before we act, I want an answer." His gaze shifted to Naruto. "Why is the Jinchuriki of Konoha wandering my desert with my sister?" Quote, the air grew heavy. Naruto opened his mouth to speak, but Kurama rumbled low in his chest. "Careful, Kit, he's testing you. One wrong word, and you'll lose both his trust, and hers." Naruto inhaled deeply. "Because I care about her. Not just as an ally. Not just as a friend. I couldn't let her face this alone." Temari froze, eyes wide. Gaara's expression didn't change, but his chakra surged like a storm. "I see." His sand shifted around him, restless. "Then prove it. Stand beside her, not in words, but in battle. If you falter, I will not forgive you." Naruto nodded firmly. "I won't falter. Not for her." Quote, Temari's heart skipped a beat, but there was no time to dwell. From the depths of the ruins, a roar split the air. The awakening. The cult emerged once more, their numbers doubled, their ritual complete. At the center of their formation, an enormous seal blazed with black fire. From it, a figure began to rise, taller than the trees of Konoha, its body covered in writhing eyes and mouths. Gaara's face hardened. "This is no fragment. They're attempting to revive the 10 Tails itself." Naruto's blood ran cold. The 10 Tails. Kurama snarled so loudly the air seemed to shake. "Impossible. That thing was sealed by Hagoromo himself. If even a piece of it emerges." The beast screamed, and the desert shook. Temari snapped open her fan, her eyes blazing. "No time for fear. Naruto, let's show them what we can do." Naruto's golden chakra flared to life, Kurama's power enveloping him. "Right behind you, Temari." Gaara raised his hands, waves of sand rising around them. "I'll hold its body. You two strike at its core." The battle for the desert. The 10 Tails fragment lashed out, its massive claws tearing through dunes as if they were paper. Gaara's sand surged upward, wrapping around its limbs and slowing its advance. Temari leapt high, her fan slicing down in a whirlwind that carved through the creature's torso. The beast howled, its body splitting before reforming again. Naruto charged forward, Raisin Shuriken spinning in his hand, golden light blinding against the dark sky. He hurled it into the monster's chest, the explosion shaking the desert for miles. But when the dust cleared, the creature still stood, snarling. Kurama's voice was urgent. It won't die from attacks alone. You need my power, fully. Naruto grit his teeth. Then give me everything. The cloak around him thickened, Kurama's full form materializing beside him in golden chakra. The massive fox roared, its tails lashing. Temari's eyes widened at the sight, but she didn't falter. If you're going big, then so am I. She swung her fan with both hands, unleashing a storm so massive it turned the battlefield into a hurricane. For a moment, Naruto and Temari moved in perfect harmony, his Raisin Shuriken and Kurama's claws tearing through the monster's core, her winds keeping its body shredded apart, Gaara's sand binding its limbs. The cultists screamed as their creation faltered. And then, with one final roar, Naruto and Kurama drove a massive Rasengan into the creature's heart. Temari's wind fed the force, amplifying it until the desert itself split beneath the blast. The 10 tails fragment shrieked and exploded into nothingness. Aftermath. Silence fell. The cultists lay scattered or fled, their ritual shattered. The ruins of Rasha were buried in dunes once more. Naruto collapsed to his knees, Kurama's cloak flickering out. Temari rushed to his side, catching him before he hit the sand. You idiot, she whispered, her voice trembling. You nearly killed yourself again. Quote. Naruto looked up at her, dazed but smiling. But, I kept my promise. I didn't falter. Gaara approached slowly, his expression unreadable. He studied the two of them, Temari clutching Naruto tightly, Naruto leaning against her with a tired grin. You proved your words in battle, Gaara said at last. His voice softened, just barely. I will not stand in your way. But remember, Naruto, if you hurt her, there will be no place on earth you can hide. Quote. Temari's cheeks burned, but she didn't release Naruto. Naruto, despite his exhaustion, managed a grin. Fair enough. Kurama's rumble filled his mind. You're playing a dangerous game, Kit. But I'll admit, seeing you fight like that, with her at your side, it almost feels right. Quote. Naruto's heart raced. Between Temari's warmth and Kurama's presence, he felt whole in a way he never had before. And yet, he knew, this was only the beginning. The cult had failed here, but their ambitions were far from over. The 10 tails shadow still lingered. And so did the storm inside his own heart. High Voltage Part 4 End, Massive Expansion, approximately 4K plus words equivalent in pacing, detail. Izumi. Gaara Car Entry Aya Challenge. Naruto Car Emotional Stand for Temari. The 10 Tails Fragment Car Reveal Aya Battle. Naruto, Temari, Gaara Key Epic Teamwork. Gaara Car Reluctant Acceptance of Naruto x Temari Bond. Naruto's inner struggle with Kurama still unresolved. 9/25, 6:27 a.m., Vivavat. The Whispering Winds. The moon hung low over the desert horizon, bathing the dunes in silver light. Naruto's footsteps sank into the sand with every step, his cloak flickering faintly around him as he struggled to suppress Kurama's restless chakra. Every time he thought the fox had settled, that deep rumble would echo in his chest again. Kit, you feel it too, don't you? The pull. Something's stirring beyond these dunes. Naruto clenched his fists. Yeah, I feel it. Like the whole desert's breathing funny. Beside him, Temari kept her fan slung across her back, her sharp eyes scanning the horizon. This isn't normal wind. Even the currents feel forced. Someone's bending nature itself. Naruto glanced at her. The moonlight caught her hair, strands of blonde gold glimmering against the night. His chest tightened in a way he didn't want to name. Temari always looked unshakable, but tonight, there was tension in her stance, like even she wasn't sure what they were walking into. Kurama chuckled low. Careful, Kit. You're staring again. At this rate, even she'll notice. Naruto flushed, looking away quickly. Shut it, fuzzball. Shadows in the ruins. The ruins appeared out of the sand like a mirage, broken pillars, half-buried walls, and a shrine that pulsed faintly with unnatural light. Figures moved in the shadows, cloaked and masked, their chants carried by the desert winds. Temari's hand brushed against Naruto's wrist, a silent signal. We don't rush in. We observe first. Naruto nodded, crouching low beside her. But Kurama's growl rumbled through him again. They're drawing on something old. Ancient. Stronger than your average summoning or forbidden jutsu. We can't let them finish that ritual. Naruto whispered, Temari, if they finish. I know. She opened her fan just slightly, sand swirling around her feet. That's why we stop them now. Before Naruto could protest, she launched herself forward, her fan snapping wide. A wave of slicing wind ripped through the chanting cultists, scattering them in panic. Guess subtleties out the window. Naruto grinned, charging in with a Rasengan already forming in his palm. The battlefield erupted in chaos. The clash. The cultists were skilled, more than expected. Their chakra threads connected in strange patterns, amplifying their jutsu. Blades of corrupted wind and fire shot across the ruins, forcing Naruto to dodge while Temari countered with precision sweeps of her fan. Naruto slammed a Rasengan into one cultist's chest, sending him flying into a crumbled wall. Temari, they're protecting the seal. I see it. Temari spun, unleashing a gust that shredded through another wave of attackers. Then we break it before they finish. But as they neared the glowing seal at the shrine's center, the ground shuddered violently. Cracks spread across the stones, and from the fissures, dark chakra erupted, swallowing the cultists themselves. Naruto skidded to a halt, eyes wide. What the hell is? The seal exploded. The beast of many eyes. A creature clawed its way out of the ground, its body writhing with dozens of shifting eyes and mouths. Its roar shook the desert, its corrupted chakra thick and suffocating. Temari's fan trembled in her grip. That's no ordinary summon. Kurama's snarl shook Naruto's bones. That's a fragment, a piece of something that should never exist again. Quote, Naruto's throat went dry. You mean, the 10 tails, a sliver of its essence. These fools tried to summon power they can't control. The beast lunged, its claws tearing through stone like paper. Naruto pushed Temari out of the way just in time, the impact sending a shockwave across the ruins. Temari stumbled, then growled. Naruto, don't you dare think I need saving. She swung her fan with both hands, releasing a massive gale that slammed into the beast's torso, halting its advance for a heartbeat. Naruto grinned through the chaos. Wouldn't dream of it. Fighting side by side. The battle raged with brutal intensity. Naruto charged, golden chakra erupting around him as Kurama's cloak enveloped his body. He leapt high, Rasen shuriken spinning in his hand, and hurled it into the beast's chest. The explosion tore through flesh and chakra alike, the creature shrieking in agony. Temari followed immediately, her fan creating a vortex that drove the beast backward into the crater left by Naruto's attack. But the monster didn't die. Its body reformed, its many eyes glaring with unnatural malice. Naruto cursed. It's not enough. Kurama's voice thundered. Kit, use more of me. Let me out fully. Otherwise, you'll never erase it. Quote, Naruto hesitated. He remembered the fear in people's eyes when they saw Kurama unleashed. The destruction, the death. Could he risk it here, with Temari at his side? But Temari's voice cut through his doubt. Naruto, I trust you. Do it. His heart jolted. She didn't flinch. She didn't fear him. Kurama, let's go. The full power. Golden light erupted across the desert as Kurama's full form materialized, towering beside Naruto. The 9 tails roared, its power shaking the very air. Temari shielded her face from the gale of chakra but refused to back down. Fine. If you're going big, I will too. She swung her fan with every ounce of her strength, creating a storm so powerful it joined with Kurama's aura, amplifying the destruction. Together, they drove the beast back. Kurama's claws slashed through its writhing body while Naruto formed a colossal Rasengan, larger than any before. Temari's winds fed the sphere, its size growing until it dwarfed them all. Now, Naruto shouted. With a final push, he and Kurama slammed the Rasengan into the monster's core, Temari's winds spiraling around it in a devastating cyclone. The creature screamed, its body shattering into fragments of dark chakra before vanishing into the void. Aftermath. Silence. Only the howl of the desert wind remained. Naruto collapsed to one knee, panting, the golden cloak fading. Temari rushed to his side, catching his arm. "Idiot, you pushed too far again." Quote. Naruto looked up at her, sweat dripping from his brow but a grin still on his lips. "But I kept my promise. I didn't falter." Temari froze, her chest tightening at his words. For a moment, she forgot the ruins, the battle, even the looming threat. All she saw was the boy who had thrown everything he had into protecting her. Kurama's rumble echoed softly. "HMPH. You two fight well together. Almost like you were meant to." Naruto flushed, looking away. But Temari didn't let go of him. In that quiet moment, beneath the ruined shrine and the endless desert sky, something unspoken passed between them. A bond deeper than battle. A spark stronger than fear. And Naruto knew, this was only the beginning. High Voltage Part 3 End, Extended, 3.8K plus words pacing. Ruins infiltration and cult reveal. 10 Tails fragment fight, huge action. Temari trusting Naruto with Kurama's full release. Naruto plus Temari plus Kurama equals epic teamwork. Emotional aftermath, hinting at romance and Kurama's approval. 9/25, 6:28 a.m., Vivavat, the calm after the storm. The ruins were silent now. Dust floated in the air, stirred only by the occasional desert breeze. Naruto sat cross-legged on a crumbled wall, chest heaving from the battle, Kurama's chakra still faintly lingering around him. Temari crouched nearby, tending to her fan. Her hands shook slightly, not from fear, but from adrenaline still coursing through her veins. For a moment, they just stared at each other. No words, only the unspoken acknowledgement of what had just happened. Naruto's throat tightened. "Kurama, she trusted me enough to let you out fully. She wasn't scared." Quote. HMPH. "Careful, Kit," Kurama rumbled, "don't let that trust become something else. Not yet, or you'll end up in trouble." Naruto bit his lip, heart pounding. He knew exactly what Kurama meant. Every time he looked at Temari, every time she leaned close or touched his arm, something deep inside him stirred. And it wasn't just admiration, it was something stronger, something terrifyingly intimate. Temari's eyes softened as she looked at him. "You know," she said quietly, "I never thought someone like you would care so much. Not just about me, but about everything. Even a beast like him." Naruto blinked, caught off guard. "Huh, you mean Kurama?" She shrugged, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Yeah, you two, you make a weird pair. But I can see the connection. He trusts you, you trust him, and maybe, that's why you're still alive." Naruto felt heat rise to his cheeks. He wasn't used to this, the closeness, the honesty. "Temari, Before he could finish, Kurama's deep growl interrupted. "Careful, Kit. Speak carefully, or she'll misinterpret it. And your heart might betray you before your mind does." Naruto groaned. "Kurama, seriously, can't you just be quiet for 1 second? Temari raised an eyebrow, smirking slightly. "He talks to you a lot, huh?" Naruto froze. Yeah, something like that." Her lips curved into a small smile, but there was a hint of curiosity in her eyes. "I guess, it's kind of nice. You're not alone, then. Even when you're facing the impossible." Nightfall and confessions. Night fell quickly over the desert. The stars shimmered, endless and cold. Temari had set up a small camp beside the ruins. Naruto was cleaning his wounds while Kurama remained a presence inside him, quiet but watchful. Temari finally sat across from him, her fan closed, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "You know," she said softly, "most people would have panicked. But you fought like you knew exactly what had to be done. And you didn't hold back." Naruto chuckled softly, rubbing the back of his neck. "I guess, I just couldn't let you fight alone. Not after everything." Temari's cheeks tinged pink. "I didn't ask you to." "You didn't have to," Naruto interrupted, his blue eyes locking with hers. "I wanted to. Temari, I care about you. A lot, maybe more than I've ever cared about anyone." Her eyes widened slightly, her lips parting, but she didn't speak. The desert wind whispered around them, carrying the weight of unspoken emotions. Kurama's voice murmured in his mind, almost hesitant. Careful, Kit, she feels it too. Do you know what you're starting? Naruto swallowed hard. I do, and I don't care. I just want her to know. Temari finally looked down, her cheeks flaming. You really mean that? Naruto nodded firmly. I mean it. No matter what comes next, no matter how impossible the fights, the threats, or even the worlds we have to face, I'll always care about you. For a long moment, silence hung between them. Then Temari's hand brushed against his. A spark ran through Naruto's chest, and for a moment, everything else, the ruins, the desert, the distant threat, disappeared. I care about you too, she admitted quietly. I didn't realize it until tonight. Watching you fight, seeing you and him. She gestured slightly toward Naruto's chest, where Kurama's chakra still pulsed faintly. It's strange, but I can't deny it. Quote, Naruto's heart soared. Kurama, he muttered under his breath. HMPH. You're playing with fire, Kit. But I'll allow it. For now. The next morning, the sun rose over the dunes, bathing the ruins in gold. The cult was nowhere to be seen, but the air still vibrated with residual dark chakra. Naruto and Temari packed up the camp silently, both aware of the fragile bond they'd just acknowledged. As they walked, Temari spoke first. So, what happens now? With us? Naruto scratched his head, smiling sheepishly. I don't know. I guess we take it one step at a time. Together. Temari glanced at him, her gaze softening. Together, she smiled faintly. I think I can like that. Kurama's low chuckle vibrated in Naruto's chest. I'll admit, seeing you two like this doesn't make me want to strangle him. Yet, Naruto laughed, a warm, relieved sound. Thanks, Kurama. Quote, don't thank me yet. We've got bigger problems ahead. Foreshadowing the next threat. As they moved past the dunes, shadows shifted unnaturally at the horizon. A faint red glow flickered behind them, carried by a wind that didn't belong to the desert. Naruto frowned, sensing something far more dangerous approaching. Kit, this isn't over. The cult, they're not done. And neither is the fragment they tried to summon. Temari's eyes narrowed, her grip tightening on her fan. Then we stop them. Together. Naruto nodded, feeling the weight of both responsibility and desire. Kurama's chakra swelled around him, the fox's presence calm yet commanding. Together, Naruto agreed, his voice steady. And for the first time, he realized that no matter what threat came next, he wasn't facing it alone. 9:25, 6:29 a.m., Vivavat, the desert night. The ruins were now quiet, save for the whispering wind across the dunes. Naruto and Temari had set up a small camp near the edge of the shattered shrine. Temari carefully closed her fan and laid it beside her, the faint scratches from battle still visible. Naruto was tending to his minor wounds, using some water and herbs he had in his pouch. Kurama's chakra hummed lightly inside him, the fox unusually calm after the previous chaos. Temari broke the silence first. You really went all out back there. I've never seen anyone fight like that, not even Gaara. Quote, Naruto smiled faintly, rubbing his shoulder. I had to. You were counting on me, and I couldn't let you down. Temari's eyes softened. I wasn't scared, you know. Watching you fight, it made me realize something. Quote, Naruto's heart skipped a beat. Oh, what's that? She hesitated, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. That maybe, I care about the person fighting beside me. Maybe more than I should. Naruto froze. He could feel Kurama stirring inside him. Careful, Kit, she just admitted it. Don't mess this up. Naruto's cheeks flushed. I feel the same. I was just too stubborn to say it. Temari looked away, embarrassed, but didn't retract her hand when it brushed against his. Their fingers accidentally touched, sending a spark of warmth through both of them. Kurama's intrusion. HMPH. About time, kid. I was starting to think you'd be too dense to notice, Kurama's voice rumbled. Naruto groaned. Kurama, not now, not now, really, she just admitted she likes you and you're groaning. Naruto glared inwardly. It's complicated, you wouldn't understand. Try me. I've seen thousands of years of humans, emotions, stupidity, and impulsive decisions. And this is stupid, but I like it. Naruto shook his head, but couldn't help smiling. Temari noticed, a faint smile tugging at her lips. I think your fox is fond of you. Naruto shrugged. I guess so, but he's still terrifying. Sharing stories. As the fire crackled, Temari leaned back, gazing at the stars. I never really had someone watch my back like that before. Someone who trusted me and let me trust them. Quote. Naruto nodded, poking at the fire with a stick. I know what you mean. Being a Jinchuriki, people usually fear me. Or they pity me. I'm used to being alone. Temari turned her head toward him, her eyes curious. And now, I'm not alone. Not with you. Not with Kurama. Not ever again, I think. Naruto's voice was quiet, but sincere. She smiled faintly, almost shyly. You're not bad at words, for a knucklehead. Quote. Naruto chuckled. And you're not bad at fighting, for a wind princess. Temari laughed softly. The tension eased, replaced by warmth and mutual understanding. Kurama's perspective. Inside Naruto, Kurama's voice softened, unusually reflective. Seeing you like this, it's unsettling. But, I suppose I approve. She's strong, like you. And she doesn't fear me. That's rare. Naruto raised an eyebrow. You mean, you like her? I'm saying, I don't hate her. And that's saying a lot. Careful, Kit. She's not like anyone else you've ever met. And she might challenge you in ways I can't. Naruto laughed, shaking his head. Don't scare me, Fox. I can handle her. Quote. We'll see. Nighttime vigil. The fire dwindled, casting long shadows over the sand. Both sat in quiet companionship, letting the desert winds carry their thoughts. Naruto found himself staring at Temari occasionally, marveling at how someone so fierce in battle could be so gentle and honest. And in moments like this, Temari noticed his gaze and didn't look away. Instead, she offered a small, almost imperceptible nod, a silent acknowledgement that she felt the same pull between them. Naruto's heart raced. He could feel Kurama's chakra thrum against his own heartbeat, steadying and wild at the same time. He knew the world was still dangerous, the cult lurking somewhere, the Ten Tails fragment still a shadow in their minds, but for this moment, nothing else mattered. For the first time in years, Naruto felt completely alive, completely connected. Foreshadowing danger. A soft wind carried with it an unnatural scent, faintly metallic, tinged with chakra. Kurama's ears flicked. Kit, they're not gone. The cult, and something else, something I haven't felt in a long time. Naruto frowned, rising slightly. We'll deal with it when it comes. But, tonight, I'm just glad we're here. Together. Temari reached out, her hand brushing against his. Together, she echoed, smiling softly. The desert night stretched endlessly above them, quiet, save for the whispering winds and the crackling fire. But deep inside Naruto, a storm was building, one of emotions, of bonds, of the looming threats that would force him to face everything he held dear. And through it all, he knew he wouldn't face it alone. 9:25, 6:30 a.m., Vivavat, the desert dawn. The first rays of sunlight stretched across the endless dunes, painting them in hues of gold and amber. Naruto stirred, sitting up slowly, his body still sore from the previous night's battle. Kurama's chakra pulsed lightly, a steady heartbeat in his chest. Temari was already awake, her fan resting lightly against her shoulder. She was staring out at the horizon, the wind teasing her hair. Naruto watched her for a moment, marveling at the way the early sun made her hair shimmer. Good morning, she said, not turning her head. Morning, Naruto replied, stretching. Sleep okay. Temari smirked faintly. Considering what we faced last night. Surprisingly well. Naruto laughed softly, glancing at her. You fought amazingly. I don't think I've ever seen you move like that. She finally turned her gaze toward him, her eyes catching the sunlight. I fought like that because I had you watching my back. And Kurama too, I suppose. Quote, Naruto felt his chest tighten. He could feel Kurama chuckling faintly inside him. She notices. And she's appreciating it. Don't mess this up, Kit. Naruto scratched the back of his head, embarrassed. Yeah, we make a good team. Temari's eyes softened, her lips curving into a faint smile. Yeah, we do. Breakfast and shared laughter. They prepared a simple breakfast, using what little supplies they had. Naruto handed her a cup of water, and their fingers brushed. Both paused for a heartbeat, acknowledging the silent warmth passing between them. Kurama's voice rumbled lightly. Careful, Kit, that's a dangerous path you're wandering. Quote, Naruto rolled his eyes. Not now, Kurama. Temari raised an eyebrow. Talking to your fox again. Naruto nodded, smiling awkwardly. Yeah, he gives advice. Mostly unsolicited. Temari laughed softly. It was a light sound that carried across the quiet dunes. Naruto felt something bloom in his chest, a mixture of relief, admiration, and something he didn't dare name yet. Training together. After breakfast, Temari suggested some training to stay sharp. Naruto agreed, eager to maintain their edge. They sparred lightly, testing each other's reflexes and jutsu. Temari's wind techniques moved with lethal grace, while Naruto's agility and Rasengan strikes kept pace. You've improved, Temari remarked, spinning her fan to create a whirlwind that Naruto dodged with a leap. You've always been strong, Naruto replied, landing beside her. But, seeing you fight alongside me, it feels different. You make me want to push harder. Temari's eyes met his, a subtle blush coloring her cheeks. You always push yourself, Naruto. I can see that now, in ways I never understood before. Kurama's voice rumbled, almost approvingly. Good, seeing her acknowledge your strength. That's rare, Kit. Naruto grinned. Thanks, Kurama. For once, I think you're right. Emotional confession. As the sun began to set, painting the desert in fiery orange and crimson, they sat side by side atop a small dune. Naruto took a deep breath. Temari, I don't know what comes next. The cult isn't done. That fragment we fought, there could be more. But I need you to know, I care about you. More than I thought possible. Quote, Temari's gaze softened, and for a moment, the wind carried only the silence between them. Naruto, I care about you too. I wasn't expecting this, but I can't deny it anymore. Naruto felt his heart soar. Kurama rumbled softly, almost amused. HMPH, finally. About time, Kit. Temari smiled faintly, leaning slightly closer. I guess, we'll have to face whatever comes next together. Naruto nodded, feeling the warmth of both her presence and Kurama's chakra inside him. Together, he echoed. Foreshadowing the next threat. As darkness fell, a distant rumble echoed across the dunes. Naruto stiffened. Kurama's eyes glowed faintly inside his mind. They're coming back, stronger. The cult isn't finished, and neither is the fragment. Temari's hand found his, gripping lightly. Then we'll fight them. Together. Naruto felt the weight of the promise, the fire of determination, and the unfamiliar but comforting warmth of Temari's hand. For the first time, he truly understood what it meant to fight for someone, not just for duty, but for the heart. And as the desert night stretched endlessly above, he knew one thing for certain, whatever came next, he would not face it alone. 9/25, 6:32 a.m., Vivavat, the desert night vigil. The moon hung low, casting silver light across the endless dunes. Temari and Naruto had set up another small camp further from the ruins. Their fire flickered, dancing shadows across the sand, while the cool night air carried faint whispers of Dar. Inga. Naruto leaned back, rubbing his arms. It's quieter than I expected after all that chaos. Temari's sharp eyes scanned the horizon. Quiet doesn't mean safe. The cult isn't done. That fragment was only a fraction of their plan. There's more, somewhere. Kurama stirred in Naruto's mind. Exactly. You think this is over. Not even close. And your heart, it's still too soft for what's coming. Naruto groaned. Kurama, not now. Not now. Really. After tonight, you're lucky she even lets you breathe without worrying. Naruto shot her a side glance. She knows I can handle it. Temari smirked faintly. Talking to yourself again. Quote. Naruto flushed. Not exactly. A silent bond. Temari closed her fan, sitting closer to Naruto. You know, last night, seeing you fight like that, I felt something I didn't expect. Naruto's heart skipped. What do you mean? I realized, I trust you. More than anyone. Even more than I thought I could trust someone. Her gaze met his, unwavering. And, I care about you, Naruto. A lot. Naruto swallowed hard. Kurama's chakra thrummed like a second heartbeat. Careful, Kit, this is dangerous. But, I like it. Naruto turned to Temari, his eyes bright. I care about you too. More than I can put into words. You've been with me through impossible battles, and you've seen me at my worst. I don't want to face anything without you. Temari's cheeks flushed, the slight wind lifting her hair. Then, we'll face everything together. Together, Naruto echoed, gripping her hand lightly. Kurama rumbled softly, almost approvingly. Finally, about time. Night patrol. Despite their exhaustion, Naruto insisted they patrol the dunes. I can't let them surprise us while we're resting. Quote. Temari nodded. Fine. But stay close. One wrong move, and I'll scold you for days. They moved silently across the dunes, sand shifting beneath their feet. The desert was deceptively calm, but Naruto sensed the faint pulse of chakra, tiny threads weaving through the air. Suddenly, shadows detached themselves from the dunes. Small, corrupted chakra constructs, lesser fragments of the 10 tails, emerged, the glowing red eyes scanning for targets. Temari spun her fan. Naruto, watch their left flank. Quote. Naruto's golden chakra flared as he activated Kurama's cloak. Leave them to me. The two moved in perfect synchronization. Temari's wind shredded the constructs while Naruto's Rasengan shattered them entirely. Each movement flowed naturally, their bond in combat seamless. After the last fragment fell, Naruto exhaled heavily. That was closer than I thought. Temari placed her hand on his shoulder. We make a good team. And, I like that. Naruto smiled, feeling warmth beyond the desert heat. Me too. The campfire heart to heart. Back at camp, they rested, the fire flickering between them. Temari watched Naruto clean his minor wounds. You always throw yourself into danger, I can't help but worry. Naruto shrugged. It's part of who I am. But, I want to protect you too. Always. Temari's eyes softened. And you do. More than you realize. Quote. Kurama's voice echoed faintly. Careful, Kit. She notices everything. Your fears, your hopes, even the things you don't say. Naruto chuckled. Thanks for the reminder. Temari smiled faintly, her hand brushing against his again. I'm not afraid of you, Naruto. Not you, not Kurama, and not what we're feeling. Naruto's chest tightened. Temari, I don't want to hide it anymore. I like you. And I mean it. Temari's eyes met his, glowing with sincerity. I like you too. I have for a while, but I needed to see if you were willing to fight with me, for me. Kurama growled softly in his chest. Finally, some honesty. About time, Kit. Naruto smiled, gripping her hand firmly. Then we fight, together. No matter what comes next. Foreshadowing greater threats. The desert night seemed endless, but Naruto sensed faint pulses of chakra moving in the distance. Kurama growled. They're not gone. This cult, they've only begun. And that fragment we destroyed was a small taste of what's coming. Temari's hand tightened on his. Then we'll face it. Together. Naruto's heart thrummed with determination. He could feel the bond between them, strengthened by battle, trust, and unspoken feelings. And though the darkness of the coming threats loomed, he knew he would never face it alone, not with Temari by his side, not with Kurama inside him. The desert winds carried their resolve, whispers of courage and love across the dunes. A storm was coming, but they would meet it as one. High Voltage Part 3 Maximum Extended Version Complete, approximately 4K words pacing equivalent. Desert Aftermath and Nightfall Bonding. Morning and training together scene. Campfire emotional heart to heart. Night Patrol and Minor Ten Tails fragment encounter. Kurama's commentary and subtle approval. Mutual confessions and emotional trust. Foreshadowing of next cult threat. 9/25, 6:33 a.m., Vivavat, the quiet before dawn. The desert stretched endlessly around them, a sea of silver dunes under the moonlight. Temari and Naruto sat by the campfire, the orange glow flickering against their faces. Naruto poked at the fire, sending sparks into the air. It's strange, after everything we've faced, this moment feels almost peaceful. Quote, Temari's eyes softened as she looked at him. Peaceful doesn't mean safe. But it does mean we can think, for a moment, without fighting. Kurama's voice rumbled inside Naruto. Don't get too comfortable, Kit. Danger never sleeps. But, I suppose you deserve a quiet moment. For now. Naruto chuckled softly. Thanks, Kurama, I think. Temari reached over, brushing a hand lightly against his. The touch was brief but charged, leaving both of them acutely aware of the bond forming between them. Stories under the stars. They leaned back on the sand, gazing at the endless stars above. Naruto broke the silence. You know, I never really had someone like you beside me before. Someone who doesn't just fight, but understands. Quote, Temari's gaze flicked to him. I didn't either. I've always been alone, fighting my own battles. But with you, and even that fox of yours, it feels different. Kurama growled softly, amused. Careful, Kit. She's noticing more than you think. And she's not the type to forgive hesitation. Naruto laughed. Kurama, don't ruin this. Temari tilted her head, smiling faintly. You talk to him a lot, don't you? Quote, yeah, sometimes, Naruto admitted, a blush rising. He gives advice. Advice or commentary? She asked, smirking. Naruto groaned. Both. Temari laughed softly. The sound was like wind through the dunes, light, fleeting, and strangely comforting. Midnight training. Even in the quiet, both knew vigilance was necessary. They stood, testing their reflexes under the moonlight. Temari twirled her fan, sending controlled gusts of wind toward Naruto. He dodged, countering with a small Rasengan, careful not to hurt her. Each movement was synchronized, the battle dance between them seamless. You've improved, Temari noted, dodging a spinning wind blade. Faster, sharper. You've always been strong, Naruto replied. But fighting alongside you, it makes me push harder. I want to match you. Temari's eyes softened as she landed, adjusting her stance. Then let's keep pushing each other. Together. Naruto smiled, feeling the warmth of her trust and his own resolve grow. Kurama's approval rumbled faintly inside him. Finally, she sees your worth. And perhaps, yours, hers. Confessions in the night. After training, they sat by the fire again. Naruto broke the silence. Temari, I know the cult isn't finished. That fragment we destroyed, it's only a taste of what's coming. But, I want you to know, I care about you. More than I've ever cared about anyone. Temari's gaze softened, her cheeks tinged with pink. I care about you too, Naruto. I didn't realize it until tonight, but I can't deny it anymore. Their hands met again, fingers intertwining. The desert wind carried their silent promise across the dunes. Kurama's voice rumbled softly, almost approvingly. HMPH, about time, Kit. Naruto chuckled. Thanks, Kurama. For once, you're right. Temari smiled faintly, leaning slightly closer. We'll face whatever comes next, together. Naruto nodded, feeling the bond between them strengthen with every word, every glance. Foreshadowing new threats. The desert remained quiet, but Naruto sensed subtle disturbances in the air. Distant chakra pulses, faint but deliberate, hinted that the cult was reorganizing. They're not done, Kit. The fragment, it's only part of their plan, Kurama warned. Temari squeezed his hand. Then we'll face it. Together. Naruto looked at her, determination blazing. Together, no matter what comes. The night stretched endlessly, the fire flickering between them, and the stars bore silent witness to their unspoken bond. In that moment, Naruto realized something profound. He had never been this alive, this connected, this certain of someone else's place in his life. And for the first time in a long time, he wasn't afraid. High Voltage Part 3 Extended Night Arc Summary, approximately 4K words equivalent. Nighttime desert bonding plus campfire conversations. Morning reflections and training together. Minor 10 Tails Fragment Patrol Encounter. Naruto and Temari Mutual Confessions. Kurama's commentary and subtle approval. Foreshadowing of greater threats and cult resurgence. 9/25, 6:34 a.m., Vivavit, early morning vigil. The first rays of sunlight stretched across the dunes, painting the sand in hues of gold and amber. Naruto stirred, stretching slightly, muscles sore from the previous day's battles. Kurama's chakra hummed lightly inside him, a constant reminder of the beast's presence. Temari was already awake, sitting on a small ridge with her fan folded at her side. She watched the horizon, the wind teasing her hair. Naruto silently observed her, marveling at how the morning light accentuated the sharpness and elegance in her features. "You've been quiet," Temari said without turning. "Just thinking," Naruto replied, forcing a casual tone. "About everything, and nothing." Temari's lips curved into a faint smile. "You're strange sometimes. And you're stubborn," Naruto countered, grinning. Kurama muttered under his breath. Yes, they balance each other. Careful, Kit. Feelings are growing faster than your caution." Naruto flushed. "Kurama, can't you just let it be?" HMPH. "Not my style. You need reminders. Desert training and playful sparring." After a light breakfast, Naruto and Temari decided to train on the dunes. The morning wind whipped around them, carrying the scent of sand and distant flora. Temari spun her fan, sending a razor-sharp gust toward Naruto. He leaped back, forming a Rasengan, spinning in midair. The two clashed repeatedly, their movements synchronized and flowing, each testing the other's limits. "You're faster than I remember," Temari said, dodging a spinning wind blade. "And you're even sharper," Naruto replied, landing gracefully. "Fighting with you, it makes me want to be better, for real." Temari's eyes softened for a brief moment. "I feel the same. I've never had anyone fight alongside me like this. Not like you." Kurama's voice rumbled approvingly. "Good. Let her see your heart as well as your strength. But be careful, hearts are more dangerous than blades." Naruto chuckled, wiping sweat from his brow. "I think I can handle it." Emotional bonding. As the sun rose higher, they sat atop a dune, catching their breath. The desert stretched endlessly around them, quiet but alive with subtle energy. Naruto spoke softly, almost to himself. "Temari, I know the cult isn't finished. That fragment we destroyed, it was just the beginning. But I want you to know, I care about you. More than anyone else." Temari's gaze met his, her cheeks tinged with pink. "I care about you too, Naruto. I didn't realize it until tonight, but I can't deny it anymore." Quote. Their fingers brushed, the contact light but electric. Kurama rumbled softly, almost approvingly. "Finally, honesty. About time, Kit." Naruto smiled, squeezing her hand. "Then we face whatever comes next, together." Quote. Temari's lips curved into a small, confident smile. "Together. Minor enemy encounter." Even in the quiet, the desert whispered warnings. Naruto sensed faint, corrupted chakra traces nearby, remnants of the cult's fragments trying to regroup. "Stay alert," Naruto warned. "Something's out there." Shadows moved along a distant dune. Small chakra constructs, weaker than before but still dangerous, emerged. Temari spun her fan, slicing through a couple, while Naruto used a small Rasengan to shatter the others. Kurama's low growl accompanied his movements. "Good, keep your focus, Kit. They're testing you, not just physically but mentally." Naruto nodded, adrenaline and determination flowing together. "I won't let them win. Not now. Not ever." Night campfire reflection. After the encounter, they returned to camp as the sun set, painting the desert in crimson and gold. The fire crackled softly between them, shadows dancing across their faces. Temari leaned closer. "You know, I've been thinking. I trust you, Naruto. More than anyone I've met. Even more than I thought I could." Naruto's chest tightened. I feel the same. You've always been strong, but tonight I realized how much I want to protect you. And not just from enemies, from everything. Temari smiled faintly, brushing her hand against his again. Then we fight together, in every way. Kurama's rumble was approving. Finally, some honesty, some courage. About time. Naruto laughed softly. Thanks, Kurama. I think. Foreshadowing greater threats. The desert night stretched endlessly above, quiet but tense. Naruto sensed faint pulses of chakra far in the distance, hidden, waiting, watching. They're not gone, Kit. The cult, and their fragments, this was only the beginning, Kurama warned. Temari squeezed his hand. Then we'll face it. Together. Naruto nodded, determination blazing in his blue eyes. Together, no matter what comes. And as the fire flickered, the desert carried their silent promise across the dunes. For the first time in a long while, Naruto felt completely alive, completely connected, and unafraid. High Voltage Part 3 Maximum Extended Desert Arc Summary. Extended morning and sunrise bonding. Desert training and playful sparring. Emotional campfire confessions. Minor enemy fragment encounter and coordination. Kurama commentary and subtle approval. Foreshadowing the cult's resurgence and greater threat. Subtle romantic tension and trust development between Naruto and Temari. 9/25, 6:35 a.m., Vivavat, Desert Night Closure. The desert was quiet, save for the faint crackle of the fire and the soft whisper of the wind across the dunes. Naruto and Temari sat side by side, fingers brushing occasionally, each touch leaving a warmth neither wanted to let go. Naruto gazed at the horizon, the stars twinkling faintly in the vast sky. Temari, I've fought so many battles, faced so many enemies, but this moment right now, it feels like the most important one. Quote. Temari looked at him, eyes soft, lips curving into a small smile. I feel the same, Naruto. We've survived so much, but tonight, I realized something. I trust you, and I care about you. Deeply. Naruto's heart thumped. He could feel Kurama's chakra stirring, as if the fox himself was smiling inside him. Finally, honesty. About time, Kit. Naruto reached out, gently holding Temari's hand. Then we face everything, together. No matter what comes. Temari squeezed his hand in return. Together. Kurama's approval. Kurama's voice rumbled softly inside Naruto. You've grown, kid. She's strong, smart, and she's earned your respect. But more importantly, you've finally realized how to fight with your heart as well as your fist. Don't mess this up. Naruto chuckled softly. Don't worry, Kurama. I won't. HMPH. We'll see. Foreshadowing new threats. Even as they shared this quiet moment, Naruto's senses tingled. Faint, distant chakra pulses whispered of danger, subtle, hidden, but undeniably present. They're still out there, Naruto murmured, his eyes narrowing. The cult, the fragments, they won't stop. But now I know something. Temari tilted her head, curious. What's that? Naruto smiled faintly, determination blazing in his eyes. We'll face them. Together. With every ounce of strength, every strategy, and every heartbeat. Temari's lips curved into a confident smile. Then we fight as one. Kurama rumbled in agreement. Finally, some balance, some trust, some courage, and just maybe, some love. The final night. The fire dwindled, casting long shadows across the dunes. Both sat silently, feeling the quiet bond that had formed between them. Every glance, every touch, every shared breath was a reminder that they were no longer alone, never again. As the desert stretched endlessly into the night, Naruto felt something he hadn't felt in years, a sense of belonging, of connection, of hope. No matter what threats lay ahead, the cult, the fragments, or the 10 Tails itself, he knew one truth above all, with Temari by his side, and Kurama within he could face anything. And in that vast, quiet desert, under the endless stars, Part 3 came to its close, not with a battle, but with the unspoken promise of trust, love, and unity that would carry them forward into the dangers to come. High Voltage Part 3 Final Extended Ending Summary. Desert night bonding and emotional closure. Mutual confessions and growing trust. Kurama's subtle approval and internal perspective. Foreshadowing the cult's return and future threats. Strong romantic tension, mutual respect, and partnership between Naruto and Temari. If you enjoy this fanfic, then please like and subscribe my channel Narutofix 11 for more fanfic. Thank you guys.